Hi everyone, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. Today, I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. And what I plan to do is just put a link in the description box of this young woman's saga. Now, if she said anything about her age, I missed it because it is quite long. I just watched maybe the first 3 parts, and I believe it's like 50 parts. And so let me share the first video first, and I'll come back.
Husband around March 4th of 2020. We met on Facebook dating site, and we also matched on Hinge. I did not realize that he was on both under 2 different names. So one was his actual name, and the other one was a variation, like a nickname that he called himself. Different pictures. So it was a running joke between us. Oh, you ain't even recognize that you had matched with me on Hinge. No, I didn't. And also that should have been a red flag. By the way, you will notice in this story, I called it the United Nations of red flags. It is so many red flags that, I mean, you would have thought I was colorblind because I ignored all of them. So anyway, back to the story. We met around March 4th. We exchanged phone numbers. He called me and we talked on the phone for the first time. In the first phone call, he told me that he had just moved to Georgia from California, from San Diego. His job had transferred him because he was being transferred in as the new regional manager for a major condiment company that is based here in Georgia. I'm not going to say the name. And so we also talked about his childhood. He told me he grew up in Philly. He's from Philly. Both of his parents were deceased. This is the first phone call. Both of his parents were deceased. His father was a Philadelphia police officer. His mom was a teacher. He also told me he briefly lived in Augusta with his family. He had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. He also had 2 half-brothers.
By first saying that I am in no way trying to knock this woman or hurt her in any way, shape, or form. Most of us, I'm not going to say all of us, but a lot of us have done things, stupid things in the name of love. Let's put it that way. And for me, one thing is you learn from that mistake and you don't repeat it. And in this woman's case, she had a man where there were red flags slapping her all upside her face, and she chose to ignore it out of desperation, out of loneliness, things like that. And I have shared the story of ex-boyfriend on my channel before, and there were red flags with him, but like a lot of women, we ignore it because, we think that we can change him. We think that he doesn't really mean it and stuff like that. Although I think her story is a little bit different because he was moving very fast. I think on their first date, he was already calling her his wife. That's a red flag. And although I have mentioned on my channel before that men know within 3 to 6 months if they want to marry a particular woman or not, but a man already talking about marriage and he just met you, literally just met you, is a red flag. Now, this is where it may be triggering for some. This woman also said that this man was wealthy. And I know anything is possible. Don't get your panties in a bunch. But a wealthy man With options, typically they go for a certain aesthetic of woman. There were so many red flags. I'm not understanding why she didn't see them. And she may mention it later in her videos. Again, only watch 3 parts. I might take the time to finish listening to the rest of them, like as I'm at work, I can put my earbuds in. But one reason why I kind of wanted to address this video, and let me share just one more before I finish what I was going to say.
Setting the stage again, that first conversation was, we talked about family, job, friends, how he ended up in Georgia, me being in Georgia, the things that, I would think people talk about in the first conversation. All right, now back to the tire blew out. So he shows up to the gas station. He changes my tire, which I just thought was the sexiest thing in the world. And then he proceeds to say, hey, I found a tire place around the corner. You need to get another tire. Like, you can't drive on this donut. So he followed me to the tire place, and then helped me get a tire, paid for it. So I was definitely like, wow. And so the vibe was good. So anyway, I get the tire fixed. We follow each other to the Cheesecake Factory over in Perimeter. We hold hands walking into the Cheesecake Factory. So in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I had butterflies. That's the look of a woman who had butterflies. So I had butterflies. And we go in, there's a long wait. And so we sit outside and we just talk. And the conversation's great. And this is where he tells me what it is he's looking for. He tells me, I believe at the time he was 42. He was like, I want to get married and it be for real. He's like, my parents were married 40 plus years before my mom passed away. And I want that. I want marriage, family, a house. Like, that is what.
And one reason is because I just feel that this woman's story, because it has gone viral, is just more fodder for the anti-marriage women. And so I like to try to counteract the anti-marriage sentiment. This woman moved too fast out of desperation. So a lot of women are going to look at this and be like, see, that's why, I don't know why women be dealing with men and even bothering to get married and all of that stuff. When this is this particular woman's story, sad as it is, pathetic. And again, I'm not knocking her. We've all been in a situation where we really wanted a particular guy only to find out that he was a snake. Thankfully, I didn't marry the guy, but you don't move this fast with, okay, here's one thing that I wanted to say. This is why discernment is very important. It does not seem like she used discernment, and she allowed a man to run game on her. She moved in with him within weeks, was pregnant by him. Sadly, she lost the baby. And this is no different than the many women out here who pick Pookie and Ray Ray and end up a baby mama. But in this woman's case, she married a Pookie Ray Ray that she had only known for a matter of weeks. So I just wanted to showcase this because it should not be a viral moment, in my opinion. A lot of women have been down this road, but again, you learn and then you don't make that same mistake again. So hopefully she learned from this. And, so I just want a lot of women to look at this as a cautionary tale, but you don't have to be in this situation. And I'm going to repeat what I just said. She moved too fast. Anytime a man is already telling you he just met you and he's in love with you and he wants to marry you and stuff like that, that's a red flag. And you also have to look. I would really love to see what this man looked like, because from what I could tell, he ran big time game on her. So again, hope she learned from it. And, I hope it does not, make her bitter. And at one point she mentions that she's a Christian woman. So I hope that, she's prayerful next time about the guy that she, gets involved with, and don't move that fast again. Just my opinion. So tell me what you think about this woman's story. I will leave a link in the description box if I'm able to. Check out my other videos, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Make sure you like, share, subscribe.